always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
What's up, guys? Master Styles here, welcoming you back to Inside Gaming, your go-to source for all things Eternal Evolution. And today, as you can see from the title and of course the thumbnail, we're going to continue the showcasing of the new SP hero Wukong, and he's max now. Got him to max level, hyper evolve 120, EX40, all of that fun stuff. Talents are done. Didn't forget them this time. You know, sometimes I do. It happens. But I'll take him into battle and see what he brings to the table now that he's max. Unfortunately, right? Let's go back over here. Endless battles don't have any assassin related content. They could have brought back Idar, right? Instead of the other assassin one that they have with the boss that keeps dying. But again, for Wukong here, one thing I did find, which we'll talk more about later on in the video, so you want to stick around for that. As for gearing, right, I am still trying to figure out which one is the most optimal, right? Because again, most people don't have all the resources to tamper out Marauder, tamper out, fade out, right? And then potentially try and surge, because again, he does have a big spread in terms of his damage from his ultimate skill. So again, with tempered surge, it says increase the AoE damage of ultimate skill by 25%, and he does that skill 3 times. So again, and it is AoE. Like, that's kind of something to think about there. Let's actually go back and test out to see if he can actually beat this, because last time he wasn't able to. Now that he's max, yeah, I was testing out a new hero. I should be talking about him too, right? Yeah, he'll be in the video here at some point. But let's just see. Well, we're gonna do it anyways because we need it. Let's see if. Oh my God, I forgot that Durelli was in there. I literally forgot. Yeah, let's try that again. Now I gotta buy another stamina, of course, because I completely forgot that Durelli is in there. I just saw that. So Durelli needs to be removed, and then we can see what he can do. Right? Let's just try here and see. And okay. Oh, okay. So he can beat it now. He can definitely beat it. Before, I think it was either 4 copies. I can't remember off the top of my head. You'd have to go back and check. Let's see if this is something good. That's actually not bad, right? For the new hero, that's actually not bad there. But again, he can beat that, and the chances are if he can beat that, he can beat the other ones, because that was the one there. He would get to the shield part, and then he doesn't have the ability to break through the shield, so he ends up dying. But he got it done there, which is great, right? Again, I'm gonna go through this and see if he makes a difference in this fight. His damage is great, of course, right? But let's see here. That and that. We should be able to beat this part, right? Yeah, let's just run through this real quick and I'll see you in a second. Let's just talk about the new hero before we get into this fight. Is that I wish when he died, he had a passive that for, you could even say assassins, right? If you want to be that specific. Whenever an assassin hero dies, their damage is increased, because Wukong have revival, Sam has revival, and so does Korra. Yes, she goes in a phantom state, but it's a form of a revival, which would have helped out, right? Increase their attack, whichever one you want to go. I just felt like him reviving and you don't utilize that was pretty much a waste, right? But again, either here nor there. What we want to see here is, can they beat this? I don't believe that they can, but let's just see. And they don't need the extra HP. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. This here is what? There's nothing on this. Yeah, let's just go with that. I like increasing the healing and shielding. So when the shields explode, because he's going to do enough damage to destroy the shields, then we gain some additional damage. And of course, our damage increase. We can also go with the assassin prototype, but if I go that route, I'm gonna back all the way out, switch it. It's so annoying. I just don't understand why they don't have another way to change that. But let's just see here. He should out DPS all of them, right? And that's one ultimate there, which is nuts. And I want to see the ultimate again, right? So let's see, he's at 14 before he cast it. Let's see how far he goes. 1, 2, 3. Jesus, almost 10 billion damage based off of one ultimate. That's very interesting. I think one other way we could beat this is take out the new hero and put in res, right? Just continuously keep spamming ultimates. But they are doing a lot better, right? They are. So if you would have put Dorelli over here, it would have helped a lot more. But definitely, the damage is great. But again, one problem I'm having is that the assassins, they're very selfish, right? They're all for themselves. I get it. Like when you think of an assassin, normally they work by themselves, right? But here, I think even like when it goes into this phase right here where they have the additional summons, right? The whatever you want, totems, right? They look like totems. When the totems come out, I think the boss should at least take more damage. But again, this is way better than what they were doing before, because before they weren't even getting to 71%. So awesome there. His damage is, come on, unbelievable in terms of, you know, the comparison. He's doing 3 times the amount of Awakened 7 Korra, right? Oh, look at the new hero. Wow. Okay. Wow, that's actually pretty good. His damage, right? Yeah, I think at Immortal 5, he might be able to keep up with Korra. Yeah. He's at Immortal 3 right now. Yeah, it's not bad. He's beating out Awakened 7 Sam. All right. But again, I don't think they'll beat it, right? Because nothing's going to change unless he dies, which is another thing for him. Wukong is that his attack. Yeah, his attack. I was going to say his damage. His attack increases. But just think about this. This team here is more AoE. So we'll take on the summoners in PvP, and I'll show you a little thing that I came across when it comes to Wukong here later on in the video. Hopefully I remember. I tend to forget. But again, they did a lot better. If this was a lower stage, they would beat it. But not bad. You know, new hero looking okay, right? Beating out Sam. So actually let it finish. Let them take their L, right? With dignity, right? So again, maybe with something else they could possibly get it done. But by themselves, they're just not going to do it. So let's just take a final look at his damage here. He did 188 billion. Korra did 55. The new hero did 36. And Sam only did 28. So again, but just note that Sam needs to die a couple of times for his damage to increase, which he could have gave that too, right? That's something that he could have gave with all these revives that he's doing. So again, we're back on out of there. Just wanted to see that. One other thing I want to talk about is let me grab them here and then we'll move forward. So give me a second. So let's pull up the team here, and we'll also talk about what I came across in my testing. Right? So this team here, if the enemies can be knocked down, this team here, I like this team, right? So this is a combination, especially for this one. Obviously, by I think the next update, this is going to change. So the mission requirements is probably going to be different, right? Let's put our supports in there. But this team right here generally works pretty well, right? Especially in this content, because again, these vanguards here, they could be annoying. You want them as the first boss. When they were the 4th boss, they were ridiculous, unrealistically hard to kill for no reason. But I'm gonna run through this, right? And then we'll start at 15 to see if this team here could actually beat 15. And I'll talk about what I found when it came to our boy here, Wukong. All right, so now we're at 15, and we'll talk about the team obviously, but for me it was more so why I like that team there is because of the missions. They complete the mission, right? The displacement, the summoning, and also of course the knockdowns you're gonna do because they're gonna use the tanks anyways, because you have to get past here. Summoners work, but again, once you get to this one here, 15, if you do, at some point this is going to be a wall for most people because the vanguards are very annoying because of the middle prototype there, which is very annoying. But let me tell you something. So I did some testing and I wanted to see, I tested him in the guild boss there, and I realized that he actually benefits from this gem right here, right? The summoner gem, of course, / tank gem. He benefits from it. Yeah. So I tested it with the summoner. Actually, matter of fact, let's just show it to you, right? We'll show it to you. I'm a visual person. I like to see it and not just talk about it, right? So I'll show it to you here. We'll go to here and we'll just do 30 seconds. As you can see, he's already in there. We'll take this off, right? It doesn't have any gems on it. Well, actually good, that's fine, because I haven't really tested with the hammer, right? Shouldn't really matter. The commander is not going to matter. Commander doesn't affect him. His stats doesn't change because I made sure I put him in the front, so he's out of the range of gaining additional crit rate, crit damage, which will affect his numbers, right? So again, let's just see. The baseline is actually 1.3 billion, and he should die right here after the first breath. Yep, and that is that. Then he comes in, he does his ultimate. I did this about what, 3 to 4 times? No, 5 times. So as you can see, the baseline there is going to be 1.3 billion at 30 seconds, right? That's with no gems, just the commander. I don't think the commander will really matter unless you're changing over to maybe the assassin one. We don't really care so much about that because again, if you're running him with the summoners or tanks, he can do knockdowns, and with this one he's not going to gain no benefits from it. But when you go ahead, let's actually put Titan Hammer in there. First of all, this doesn't change his damage at all. I tested that too. So Dominated Nucleus does not work on him, right? It doesn't change his damage. I know you're probably thinking that, but it doesn't, because he does have illusions, quote unquote, summons, right? But let's just try the Titan Hammer here because I don't want to have to go back and switch out all this stuff. It already has the gems on it. And of course, you're probably saying, oh, his crit rate increased, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to go back. I have to go back now. Give me a second. So what I did was I didn't want to change that around because I'm going to end up using that Titan Hammer. So just put Dominated Nucleus in there with 1 gem, right? Let's see if that makes a difference, right? And for me, it was, you know, it wasn't shocking that the gem would work. I thought that Dominated Nucleus would have worked. So here, he's already at 1.3. He should do another extra, what, 100 million, right? So as you can see there, it went up, right? To pretty much 1.4. But if you use Titan Hammer, it should go up even more because now we have 4 red gems and of course some additional crit rate increase. So I think his crit rate will now be over 100%. So let's just see here. We'll do 1 casting of his ultimate. Once the flag goes by, you should see the big damage. And as you can see, yeah, 1.7. So the gems work. I know it's not the crit rate. The crit rate is not just the crit rate. The crit rate helps, but I did it without the crit rate. And as you can see, he works with the gems. So you could put him on the summoner team and also put him on the tank team, which I was already doing that anyways before I even knew that. So that's kind of where I've been running him, especially in Hell Arena. I just slap him in my tank team, or he can go into your summoner team. Again, because of the execution, and you remove shields, so that's great there. Let's actually hop back over here, clear this, and then we'll go into the PvP portion, of course. So let's just see if we can beat this. I can't remember if we beat this in the last one. Cannot. But here we go. This one could be annoying because that right there, I don't like that start. That's a terrible start. Yeah, we're not gonna beat it if you're doing that. Definitely not. Definitely. That's his doing. So he tends to force people. What is that? Force. What is the word that I'm looking for? Teleportation. Force displacement. That's what it is. I was like, what? What is the word? Right? Force displacement. And in that situation, they're on the way back there. I'm like, we're not gonna beat that because we need to do a lot of damage. 100. What is it? 100 and no 80 billion damage, almost a trillion damage that we need to get done. So for me, what I do, I pretty much get Kenneth to as high as he can, and then start. Obviously, the ricochet is going to hit other units. Can't control that, but the whole extent is that. But where he comes in is the execution, because once you get these vanguards down to a certain point, he should be able to take them out, right? Obviously, he's not HP based, which if he was, it would be insane. So this vanguard here should, I think that's Parag, right? And cast his ultimate, and I don't know if we can beat it. It's close. We need another ultimate here. We need to get them in range. We have 11 seconds, and yeah, there it is. Because his common skill does it too. Yeah, and his clones can do execution. I was a little scared there, but we got it done. But I do like that. I do like this team here. I do, especially for this. But again, thing is, right? Obviously, you can run another assassin there because it'll cover the missions, and of course, Jack City is gonna cover the summoning mission. Tanks are gonna do the knockdown portions. They just can't beat this guy. I tried this already. They're just not going to. But by the time the next update, I think it's on the 27th, this season is going to be done. It's going to be a different season, and I think it has something to do with revive, right? Missions are probably going to be related to assassins, and of course I got to do 2 more fights to get all of these coins. You want to get all of these coins because they're going to help you. And let me segue a little bit before we go into the PvP portion, right? A lot of people in Discord have been asking me about the SB heroes, making a tier list, and I will. I just have to get to it, right? Find the time to do it, because again, for me in here, I don't bother picking up Awakened Hero Shards, right? I haven't picked up an Awakened Hero Shard in here in a long time, but that's just me personally. For you, you may not have that, but as you can see, I picked up all of the Dorellis there, because again, I got her to SB7. But let's actually hop into PvP. Again, there is 2 ways to go about it. We can go the assassin route, we can go the summoner route, we can go the tank route, right? So as you can see, I'll show you my defense. This is what I'm running for my defense. Obviously, I don't have the gems here because they're on revitalization crystal. I just want to get to the level where I have enough gems where I don't have to keep switching them, right? That's the level I want to get to, where I have 3 red, whatever amount of red gems that it needs, and I don't have to continuously keep switching. That's the more frustrating part about all of this, right? So here we would have to go to revitalization crystal, and then my team just shot up a lot, right? So again, we're gonna go into some PvP fights here. We'll take on who's on my server, and then we'll go into the friend list, which we're probably gonna have to end up switching the teams, right? But let's just get to it. Okay, so this here is obviously our boy, right? Our boy. He's running the vanguards. Do they have? Yep, they have on all of their gems, right? They're not, except for the damage. Why does he never have all the things on? It's so frustrating, right? So again, he's running 2 supports. We're gonna run all the sins and see how he is. First, we'll go with let's go with fade out here and see. We're gonna end up dying anyways, right? Because the damage is just that crazy. But Hindo's gonna pick up on Rose, which is nothing new. Rose will survive it, right? You know what they need, right? The assassins, they need a crazy amount of damage increase, which they didn't get. So again, it's gonna take them a long time before they even get another hero. or another awakening. But as you can see there, look at his damage compared to, yeah, it's pretty much over. Look at his damage compared to the other heroes. They're not even close, right? New hero. Look at the new hero. That, yeah. Look at that damage. Literally. Didn't do anything. Nothing at all. So again, the ultimate is just that big that it takes up the whole screen, and of course it has execution and it removes shields and invincibility, right? And he can see you if you're invisible, right? So that there wasn't really much. We'll take on the energy team here. Is it there? Nope, it's not the energy team. Nope. Where is it? Summoner. Nah, we're gonna beat that. Let's take on the energy team here. He does have Seikai, but not a lot of gems. Gems is the key in this game. You need those red gems. So this should be over once he casts his ultimate. And this is why he's so devastating on like the tank team, because again, with the tank team, you start out with your ultimate. So they're invincible there, and you got canceled out. You should be reflecting damage too. I don't know if that's really working as intended. If the reflect damage, I don't know. I don't know if that one's questionable. But again, we're gonna beat them, right? I'm not surprised there. So we're gonna have to step it up. Let's bring it to the next level by hopping over to the friend list. So before we hop into the friend list, let's just talk about this. He says, "Hey, content's awesome. Add me if you get a chance. I want to see these assassins versus my energy team," right? So I did. I added him. I have him here. We gotta take on his team. He said that, "Hey, I want to challenge your assassins." So let's actually go over to his team here and see what he got going on. On my end, my mic died, right? So I recorded multiple fights, and by the time I realized that it died. So I recorded some of the fights, and I don't really want to do that again, because again, I even got to the part where I started using the summoners, and I'm not going to put the summoners against this because we're going to end up losing. We're going to struggle, right? But let's actually pull up the assassins here, and I fought this team a couple of times. We did lose. Yeah, we did. We did get worked. This team here, it even beat my tank team. Yeah, I was shocked. But let's actually go and pull up the assassins here and see what we can do. So we have that. Wish we had energy down in the middle, but we don't. Who else are we missing for assassins? We'll go with you and you. And he's gonna end up dying. It doesn't really matter. And we have what we have. Switch over to Impulse of Annihilation, right? And then let's just see what we can do, because I already did these fights already, and I'll complain about Fiona again, right? But the problem with Fiona in range situations, she dies 4 seconds in, she's already dead, right? And this combination here is actually pretty good with Rez, because again, one, you can't even get close to him here. Dominic's not going to help, and he's also siphoning off your energy, right? In this situation, the damage is too much. We need maybe a reduction to range, right? That would potentially help. That may be one way to go, a reduction to range. And I wish the assassins, when they're getting close to, dying, and mind you, well, he's already dead. They're supposed to take reduced damage from ultimates because of Wukong, but they lost here, right? They're gonna struggle because they themselves can't protect themselves, and also their protector, which is a support, ends up dying. Even if I switch over to Miranda, they supports all get wiped out, so it's kind of useless there, right? So I know I was supposed to show more, but my mic ended up dying, and the Sins are not beating much right now, even with him there, and even with the new hero and the new awakened hero, right? Yeah, they got all of that just to be where they are. They're still where they are, because again, for a player that don't have him maxed out, the Sins are gonna be where they are. And even if you got the new hero, he doesn't really bring much in PvP. I don't know if something's wrong with his kit. And also Sam's just Sam. right? He's more of a supportive damage dealer, but the support is more on, crit damage. Like what? He has to cast his ultimate to do crit damage and lowering their energy. What is that doing for the team, really? Nothing. You want to increase our damage and protect us, right? Like when he casts his ultimate, they should take reduced damage and nullifying their attack, right? That would be better. But let's actually switch over to tank team here and see. Actually, I had switched it over to the summer. Oh my goodness, the gem switching for me is very frustrating. It really is. They need to come up with a way to make it so you can switch the gems in here. It's just annoying for me because for me to switch these gems, I gotta back all the way out, add them, and then come back again. That's just frustrating. Yeah, it's very frustrating to have to deal with that. Like they need to change. It's long overdue. Like you should be able to switch your gems in here inside of combat, not having to. Well, we're not in combat yet, but you know what I mean, right? At the starting point, it doesn't matter. Let's just throw Connor back there, right? This energy team here can beat this tank team, like you see here. We tried them before. Maybe a little bit switch here and there. He has energy down in the middle, yes, but we'll keep Canis where he is to increase his energy. But all these red gems here just amount to an immense amount of damage coming out. So let's actually fight here and see if we can get Wukong to cast his ultimate. And they also reduce energy, right? So Connor's back there. And if you keep an eye on the energy of our energy, you just see that it don't go up. Like watch Connor in the back there. Just keep your eye on him and watch his thing. It's just not going up at all. Yeah. So, but their SP, okay. See, our whole team just died there. It's just crazy to me, literally, from one attack, and she's finally dead, and she could potentially kill Connor too. Yeah, Connor's always the last man standing, right? And as you can see, there is some HP manipulation going on, right? Where your why is Connor just floating like that? But he should be able to get it done if he can get in close, right? His HP is at half. Just need that. Yeah, there we go. Close your arms, give her a big bear hug. But if I don't have on those HP gems there, we're losing that fight. And as you can see, our whole team just got wiped out, just like that. It's crazy, right? Wukong didn't really help there, but that energy team there, it taught me a lot. Obviously, I went through the fights, you don't see it. But again, it definitely taught me a lot. And the Assassins, they're not going to beat the Summoners. They're just not. They're not ready for all that. They're too for themselves. Like when you think of the Summoner team, tank team, they all have synergy within each other, right? They work together as a team. The Assassins don't have that going on. But this guy, he does work on this tank team. But the thing is, if he can stay alive, right? If he can stay alive, get his ultimate off, that's one of his biggest things. Right, he casts that ultimate, he does well, right? He shows the flag, and it should be over, right? Yeah, it should, because they have revive, so it's not gonna be done there. But yeah, one more flag, and then yeah, that's it. Who is that? Daji, Daji, whichever one, right? And he's there. He's invisible, but yeah, he's still taking an immense amount of damage. But again, him on a tank team, possibly Summoner team too, works there. You can put him there. The gems, we already know, works with him. But to summarize, we'll just go to the Assassins all together. They need to figure out how to work together because they're working by themselves. Their kits don't synergize with each other, right? And they have a long time before they get revisited again, right? What is it going to be? Awakening for Rose? Probably the next time we see anything, or Awakening for Dom, which probably won't happen anytime soon, right? So for right now, Assassins, they're still where they are, even with the new SP. Cora's still good, which is great in PvP. PvE, she does some good damage. You're probably going to have to get her to Awaken 10. Most people are not going to do that. They'll probably awaken Connor before they awaken Cora, or bring her to 10, right? Sam, right? Good damage in situations, but This assassins are just the assassins. But if you made it this far in the video, I'm sorry, technical difficulties on my end. This happens. Right? The word of the day is Big Woo. I'm gonna go with Big Woo. I still like him, Outside of the assassin team, he does big damage. I like him in PvP. Twilight lanes, he's gonna be great. Any situation where you can execute is gonna be great there. So again, in PvP, we just need him to cast his ultimate. That's one of the bigger downfalls on his end. And of course, the team that they're supposed to be good against, they struggle against them. And I think they'll still have the same problem with hunters, because Artemis is going to remove all of that invincibility and kill off your support. So one thing I think that may help is reduction to range damage, and ultimate damage may be the way to go for the assassins, right? Can we try that just to see? Right? Yeah, let's try that. I want to try before we get on out of here. Okay, I just want to try this real quick to see if this makes any difference. If we lose, we lose. It is what it is. And see. So I'm reducing range damage, right? Question is, can we at least get something started, right? It helped a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, we have our invincibility. Problem is, they also have on invincibility, so it's not gonna amount to none. At least he got his ultimate off, which is great, right? Okay, all right. So there. Whoa, what was that? Who we fighting back there? Okay, all right. So that was a lot better. Okay, so much better there, right? Let's go into it. So what I did was I reduced the range damage. Okay, so that worked. And of course, I literally just took what he did, right? Well, he did range and melee. He did range and melee. And of course, the damage reduction, regular damage reduction. So I ran the same thing. And the thing is too, we weren't even using the right setup that I did. I was supposed to use Impulse of Annihilation, but we used this. Interestingly enough, it did better. So that might be the way to go. But again, when I'm running the assassins, this is, well, I think I run Haggard on, right? I think I run this, and no, I think I can't remember which one I run, because I don't really use them unless I'm using 5 teams. I think I run this commander here, but again, running that commander with this prototype was actually it gave a better result. You can hear it in the comments now. But again, they did much better there against them, right? We can run it again and we'll skip it and see if the RNG was just in our favor, or we end up losing. So again, it's hit or miss. It's not 100%, but it did better, right? And that is that there. Unfortunately, I couldn't show you the other fights, but it happens. But, Big Woo's the word of the day. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button for updates, guys, tier list walkthroughs, and of course, Fun to Play series is there. If you're new to the game, check it out. I have some great tips and guides in terms of what you need to know for the game. Those that are rocking with me, let me know down in the comments how you feel about Big Woo. Yeah, I know it's tough to showcase him, right? Because again, your value is going to be within PvE and not so much in PvP, because he can't get his ultimate off, and his teammates don't really help him out to keep him alive. He ends up dying on big damage situations. Without further ado, I want to thank you for watching. Till the next video, peace.